is what happens when you record too many videos in the same day. This is gonna be one of those videos where I lean into that killer bias that people like to accuse me of having all the time. Survivors, let's have a chat. Are you fuckers ever happy? Like, are you ever satisfied? So recently Vecna came out, and he came with an actually pretty interesting perk called Weaving Attunement. The way the perk works is whenever a survivor's item becomes completely depleted, they drop it instantly, and survivors within 12 meters of a dropped item have their auras revealed. So, killers have taken to running Weaving Attunement in combination with the perk Franklin's Demise, a perk that whenever you hit the survivor with a basic attack, it makes them drop their item. This is a pretty fun combo, honestly. It gives you a shitload of aura reading, and it's especially good on the owner of Weaving Attunement, Vecna, because survivors have to go in chest constantly in order to counter Vecna a little bit more effectively. So you could end up with like 9 items just scattered across the map, and it's really, really fun, really, really interesting. And survivors haven't stopped bitching about it. And I find myself at this point now where, first off, let me tell you guys a story, right? I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of a story. About a year ago, give or take, I was playing some killer games, and I had this artist or plague match, I can't remember which one, and it was on Dead Dog, and the survivors absolutely twisted my titties and kicked my shit in. They fucking absolutely abused me, and they didn't even call me a good boy afterwards. It was very horrific. And so I ended up in a situation where I had a survivor on the hook, and then I had to stand in front of the hook because the gates were basically right there, and the survivors already had the gates open, and all 3 came in to get the save. And of course they got the save, because there's really nothing you can do if all 3 survivors are attempting to get the save, especially not when you're on Artist. If I was Bubba, maybe we might have been able to do something, but hey, it happens. I didn't sweat it in the least. Literally, it happened. I was like, well, that sucks. And then I ended the game, and one of the survivors, not even the one that got face camped, one of the other survivors came in and started raging in the in-game chat, like absolutely losing his fucking mind because I face camped in the end game, when there's literally nothing else for me to do. I face camped in the end game, and that pissed him off. Now, eventually, I was like, bro, you need to just chill, man. Like, I'm having a good time, chat's having a good time, and you are taking this way too fucking seriously. And eventually, he did. He calmed down. He became a regular viewer for a while. I haven't seen him in a while, so I hope he's doing okay. But then the very next game, literally the game afterwards, I was playing Dredge, and I had a tome to pull a survivor out of a locker. So, I ended up getting my titties twisted, my shit kicked in, and practically abused without even so much as being called a good boy. And so, at the end of the match, I hit a locker a couple of times to get Anae to jump into it. She jumped into it, I pulled her out, I got my achievement, I dropped her, I let them pick her up, I nodded my turkey head, they all fucking walked out. The Fung Men came into chat and started bitching because I didn't give them an in-game chase. Or I didn't hook the Nay and face camper to try to let them get a save. I didn't do anything that she deemed exciting enough. So Survivor players are mad when you face camp at the end game, and they're mad when you don't face camp at the end game and just let them all out because they completed all the gens. They're mad when you try hard all the way to the very end, and they're mad when you don't. And so I decided from that day on, I was like, I'm just gonna play the game how I want because, wow, you guys are just really, this community's never happy. And then we get to recently with the Weave Attunement thing that I set up in the beginning of this video, where survivors are just never happy no matter what perk combo is run. They bitch about quad slowdown, they bitch about duo slowdown, they bitch about full aura reading, they bitch about Weave Attunement Franklin's Demise, they bitch about Lightborn. Literally, the killer could load in perkless, and I am convinced that survivors would find a way to complain. You can play perkless, add-on list Trapper, and you'll probably still get bitching and moaning because you fucking loaded into Hawkins Lab, which is a relatively good Trapper map. And you just happen to get the map. You didn't even bring the offering. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand what the Survivor rulebook is, because it's just a bunch of contradicting rules. You're not allowed to run this build. You're not allowed to run that build, or you're toxic. You're not allowed to tunnel. You're not allowed to camp. You're not allowed to slug for even a fucking nanosecond. You're not allowed to patrol gens. You're not allowed to hold a 3-gen. You're not allowed to bring map offerings. You're not allowed to bring certain add-ons. I just want to know, are you guys like okay? Right? Because, like, I'm not trying to be an ass here. I'm not trying to be mean, and I do know, someone's gonna fucking say it, I do know that there's some salty killer players out there, and there is a killer rule book that is put out there, okay? I did a video on this, you know, stupid things that killers say. I understand that there is a killer rule book in a sense, but I swear to you, while the killer rule book is like a pamphlet or a fucking business card, right? By the way, this is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card of all time, Ultimate Baseball Kid. Anyway, while fucking the killer rulebook's like a business card with some little bullet points on it, I swear the Survivor rulebook is like this. It's like a big, thick, I need to fucking flip through. Hey, let me consult the Survivor rulebook, page 115, subsection B, for whether or not this build combo is allowed. Because, like, I literally can't do shit without y'all bitching. And I'm trying to understand, if you hate this game that much, if you truly are just never happy, if you load in and there is a constant complaining about who the killer is, what the killer's running, what the killer gets during events. Oh my God, what the killer gets during events, at whatever is happening. If there's this, how the killer is playing, and like sometimes I see these Twitter posts where like survivors are like losing their minds because the killer like slugged for like 20 seconds. I saw this Twitter post the other day where this absolute egotistical weirdo posted a video and was like, haha, this skull merchant sucks at the game. The skull merchant was walking over to a gen. Dude's friend is working on the gen. The guy starts spinning around in circles for no reason. Skull Merchant completely ignores him, yoinks the dude off the gen because, you know, situational awareness is not a thing. And then she takes a half-hearted swing at the guy spinning, misses him, and then hooks the other guy. And this dude was like, wow, she's so bad at the game. And then in the replies, he was like, yeah, dude, she didn't even try to come after me. Like, you guys just literally find every reason to shit on killer players. For what? For fucking what? Why? Why is that a thing? Like, why are you constantly in this like angry state? I was even gonna make a video earlier today that I ended up scrapping because it didn't really pan out the way that I wanted to, where like, I'm really confused as to why killer players are the only ones yelled at for trying to win the fucking game. Don't get me wrong. Again, I've seen killer players make posts or tweets or whatever about, you know, gen rushing. But like, very rarely do I ever see a killer player going, oh my God, the survivors are split up on gens. What cringe toxic assholes. But let the killer fucking flip around and tunnel out the person you unhooked right behind them, and all of a sudden the killer's a cringe toxic asshole who's ruining the event or whatever. Maybe don't farm your fucking teammates. Like, if the survivors play bad and the killer capitalizes on these mistakes, the killer is a toxic asshole who needs to stop ruining the fun of everybody. But if the killer plays bad and the survivors capitalize on the mistakes by completing gens quicker or more efficiently or even just in general, then all of a sudden it's the killer needs to stop complaining. I just don't understand why killers are the ones that are constantly getting bullied. And again, I understand that there are situations where the killer is the one doing the bullying, okay? I've spoken in the past about the 4-man bleed out WSing bullshit, okay? I've spoken out about that in the past, but realistically speaking, it is far more often that I see killer players getting shit on for just playing the game. Like, I had a dude the other day BM me for 2 minutes straight at the in-game collapse, knowing I couldn't down him by loud noise notification spamming. And all I did was play the game. All I did was log on to Dead by Daylight. Like, what the fuck? Like, my bad, bro. I'm sorry for my crimes of giving you an opponent to play against. In any case, I just wanted to make this video because it's been bugging me for a while that like killers just were not allowed to play the game. Again, I'm sure I'm going to get accused of like heavy killer bias, despite the fact that I've talked on the survivor side in multiple of my videos, but hey, it is what it is. I've learned by this point that the community's tribalism runs runs so deep that it's beginning to rot their brains. In any case, let me know what you guys think down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, first discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.